Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know this is a random upload. You were definitely probably expecting a weekly upload or a balance upload. I am doing something a little bit different today. So today is Friday, and you may notice that I am in my classroom. I almost added this part into my weekly vlog, but I didn't. I thought about it, and I realized that I wanted to make it a separate video. What we're going to be talking about today is something that has been an imbalance in my life as a teacher, and I know that I'm not the only one. I know that there are other teachers out there suffering from, feelings like that I've had. What I decided to do was have a short little chat. And as I was going throughout my day, I realized, well, maybe I need to just put this into a series and make it a kind of like a coffee chat, but we're going to kind of theme it as a classroom chat. So I have my coffee in hand. Kind of cold now, not gonna lie. I made it at 1 o'clock and it's now 4. So, teacher life. Something I didn't want to put on my vlog because I want my vlog to be, just like happy and positive. Something that I've noticed is causing not just me, but a lot of teachers in my school some stress, whether it be good stress or bad stress. It's stress nonetheless. And I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I want to be transparent with you, and I want to share with you all the ways that I'm finding balance in my life and how I manage different stresses as a teacher. Thus, episode 1 of Classroom Chats. As you all may or may not know, we are going through a principal change. So today we're going to be talking about getting a new principal and administration changes in your school, district, township, state even. We're going to talk about, the positives and the negatives of this type of change, how I'm going to try and look at it, all of that stuff. So these classroom chats are a two-way street. Best way I can handle it, but then, it goes on to you guys and the comment section. So I don't want my video to stop here. I want it to kind of form into a discussion down below. So don't be afraid to share your opinion. This is a safe place. We all are in this together as teachers, and I feel like we all have our own opinion. We all also live in very different areas around the world, and we all live in very different stigmas that, your community holds for teachers and relationships and all of that stuff. Everybody has a different view on things. So I feel like having these little classroom chats are going to be super beneficial. So, kind of like professional development where we can learn from each other and figure out how we should react in certain situations. This week, we're going to be talking about principals and kind of honing in on principal changes. Just a small backstory. We have gone through 2 principals in the last 5 years. So I have been teaching for 5 years, and we've gone through 2 principals, and we are now, going through our second principal is now leaving. So I feel like I know firsthand on how it feels to go through changes and the stresses of getting a new principal and the stresses of, getting new administration, because that's also happening for us. We have a new superintendent that kind of came in and cleaned house over at our central office. That said, we're going to talk about the positives and the negatives of administration change. Let's talk about the negatives first because I want to end on a positive note. So the negatives of a new principal coming in and new administration coming in. Well, number 1 is the unknown. You have no idea what the rest of your year is going to look like. What is it going to look like at the end of the year? Who is going to help run our school? Because if you've ever been through a middle of the year principal change, they start middle of the year or the second half of the year, and they are out pretty much doing what they need to be doing, kind of going back and forth between two jobs, and new people are coming in and, you know, trying to get a feel of how you work. And I feel like we just did that 2 years ago with, you know, our current principal. Always that, and there's always, you know, how people kind of act a little bit funny around new principals and trying to get a feel on what they like, and if they like what you're currently doing, if they agree with what you're doing, if they disagree. There's always this really funny, like, environment when you first hear about a principal change. Another negative thing that I have seen other people react to is wrong with our school type thing. Like, why do we keep going through different principals? And I feel like I love my school with all of my heart. You know, I feel like I'm going to be here for my entire teaching career. I love the community that we're in, but, you know, you can't help but think, why are we going through these different principals? That's a negative thought that's creeping into your mind. Is there something wrong with our school, with our community, that we keep kind of going through principals? I've only been here for 5 years, but a lot of people have been here for a lot longer, and they have kind of said, like, we've gone through a lot of principals. Like, I wish that we would just find one that would sit here and be here for the long run and just make some good, hard changes that they want to make and implement them and get routines going. Because that's the biggest thing. Whenever you're going through different changes, you kind of start the routine that they want to do, and it could be a good one. And it could be, you know, something that you really got to get used to. And it changes again. It's like it's all new routines, and it's crazy. You know, we always say that the kids need to be in routine for them to work best. Well, teachers need to be in routine to feel the safest in their classrooms. We need to know, you know, what it is that we want, you know, best practice. We're looking for, you know, guidance in our teaching. And when that's kind of thrown around and messed up, then it really, really makes for a stressful environment. Now that we've got some of my negatives that have been circling in my head out of the way, we're going to go into the positives of change and positives of principal changes and administration changes. So the first positive that I feel is really good whenever we have change in the system is that change is happening for a reason, that something wasn't going right in the first place, and especially if they're cleaning house. That means that you're trusting, you know, your superintendent or your person in charge to make the right decisions, to bring all of the right people in, to make major changes for you and your school system. So, you know, I've been really just trusting, you know, this new person that's come in. You know, they have the best ideas in mind, and they are here for the long run, and they're ready to just kind of like whip it in shape. And even though we were a great school system as the way it is, we are a very high school system. We can definitely learn. Every school system can learn and get better. So I'm just hoping that, you know, they've come in and they're cleaning house for the things in our best interest to, because bottom line, it's the kids are the most important part of all of this, and they are going to be the ones that reflect. If teachers are stressed, then the kids are going to be stressed, and vice versa. So hopefully that, you know, by coming in, everything is going to be, routines are going to start falling into place, and we're really going to have some really strong management, and you know, with strong management, happy classrooms, happy buildings. Another positive is that you get a chance to meet another style of principal. I have gone through 2 different styles of principals, and I've learned from both of them. The first one was amazing in coming in and kind of teaching me how to act with the littles, because that principal was actually a teacher in the primary grades, and she kind of taught me how to be peppy and excited and how to get things, you know, if we're talking about pickles, like the anatomy of a pickle, I can get my kids excited about the anatomy of a pickle because I use all of these expressions, and oh my gosh, we're gonna be talking about pickle today. And people are probably like, oh my gosh, that girl has way too much energy. It's really important in, you know, first grade to have that peppiness and to get them excited about education. So I've learned a lot of other stuff from principal too. My second principal, I learned a lot how to, you know, talk with parents and kind of de-escalate certain situations with parents, talk to worried parents, and just, you know, forming relationships with parents. I've learned so much from our current principal. Now I'm going to be coming in with a third principal. You know, I can't wait to learn something from that principal. I know I'm going to be learning something from that principal as well. Trying to find the positives in everything that you can is so, so important when there's a ton of change happening in your world. So, you know, I've been choosing to worry less about things that I can't change, and that is all of these changes that are happening with our school. I can't change anything. It's going to fall in my lap, and I'm going to have to, you know, hit the ground running. Worrying about it right now is such a waste of energy, and that's one way that I've stayed balanced through all of this. This week in my vlog, I'm sure you've seen that I've had some ups and downs, but for the most part, I feel so much better that we've gone through this entire week. We've gone through that weird week where we've learned at the beginning of the week, we learned that we were getting a new principal change, and all of these changes are happening in our environment. And then now at the end of the week, I've just kind of processed them, I guess. And I've realized that I cannot worry about it because it's going to happen. And if I worry about the negative, then it's just going to stress me out, and it's going to reflect bad on the kids, because you can only hide so much. Know when you're stressed out or you're upset about something. Choosing the positives is my take on all of this, and that is what I want you guys to get out of this is whenever you're going through different changes in your environment, try and choose the positives and try and choose you know, amazing things that can happen from getting a new principal. That is my 2 cents on all of the changes happening in our district. Please let me know what your thoughts are on changes. Tell us any stories that you've come across so we can all kind of like share our different stories on principals and different changes in your community and district and school system, so we can all kind of learn from each other. And I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this different type of video that I've posted. I want to keep it fairly short. So like this video if you would like for me to do more classroom talks where I can talk about all kinds of things happening in the classroom that stress teachers out, that makes teachers feel imbalanced, and we can just kind of all help each other stay balanced and stay, you know, tunnel vision, positive path. Guys, I will see you tomorrow in my weekly vlog. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you've shown for me, all of the likes, all of the comments, all of the subscribes. It brightens my day. Stick around, hit that subscribe button. I have weekly vlogs, and I also do content on classroom chats and how to stay balanced as a teacher. So other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.